Imagine this: a hurricane rips through your town, or a wildfire sweeps across your neighborhood. You breathe a little easier knowing that you've got homeowners insurance, until you find out the damage isn't actually covered. Unfortunately, this happens to thousands of people every year. So in this video, we're diving into the truth about natural disaster coverage, what's included in most homeowners' policies, what's left out, and the extra coverage that you might need to actually protect your home. What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you make smarter decisions about insurance and protecting your home. The big myth about natural disaster coverage. Most people assume their homeowner's insurance policy is a blanket that covers every possible disaster. Fire? Covered. Tornado? Covered. Earthquake? Probably covered, right? Not exactly. Standard policies do cover some disasters, things like fire, hail, wind, and lightning, but they leave out some of the most expensive and destructive ones, like flooding, earthquakes, and mudslides. That gap can leave you on the hook for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let's break it down disaster by disaster so you know exactly what's included and what's not. What's typically covered? Fire and wildfires. Fire is one of the basic coverages that almost every policy includes. That means if a wildfire damages your house, the structure and your belongings are usually covered. But here's the catch. In high-risk states like California, some insurers are backing out completely, forcing homeowners into state-run plans like the FAIR plan. Coverage is there, but it can be more limited and expensive. Windstorms and tornadoes. Wind damage is almost always included. If a tornado rips your roof off or a storm throws a tree onto your house, insurance should step in. Water damage that comes in through a wind-damaged roof is also usually covered. But in hurricane-prone states, insurers often add a separate wind deductible, which can be 2 to 5% of your home's value. For a $300,000 home, that could mean paying $6,000 to $15,000 out of pocket before insurance kicks in. Lightning. Lightning damage, whether it fries your electronics or starts a fire, is covered in most policies. That includes damage if a tree gets struck and falls onto your home. Volcanic eruptions. It sounds like something out of a movie, but volcanic activity is actually covered in most policies. If lava or ash damages your home, insurance steps in. What's not covered are the earthquakes or landslides caused by a volcano. Those fall into different categories. Now here's what's usually not covered. Here's where things get tricky. Some of the most financially devastating natural disasters are excluded from standard coverage. Flooding. This is the big one. Flood damage from rainstorms, rivers overflowing, or hurricane storm surge is not covered by regular homeowners insurance. Instead, you'll need a separate flood policy. The main option is through FEMA's National Flood Insurance Program, though private flood insurance is becoming more common. These policies can be pricey, especially in high-risk zones. But consider this: just 1 inch of water in a home can cause $25,000 in damage. Even if you don't live in a flood zone, it's worth considering. Many flood victims each year are in areas considered low risk. Earthquakes. Standard policies don't cover earthquakes or earth movement. If your home is damaged by shaking, you're on your own, unless you've bought separate earthquake insurance. California has the California Earthquake Authority, which provides policies with deductibles ranging from 10 to 20% of your home's value. That's steep, but still better than paying out of pocket for a collapsed foundation. Mudslides and landslides. Because these are considered earth movement, they're excluded. You can sometimes buy what's called a difference in condition policy to cover them, but these are harder to find and expensive. Sinkholes. In most states, sinkhole damage isn't covered either. Florida is the big exception. It actually requires insurers to offer sinkhole coverage. But elsewhere, you may need a specialty policy. Regional risks that you should think about. Where you live plays a huge role in what coverage you'll need. California, earthquakes, wildfires, mudslides. Florida and the Gulf Coast, hurricanes, storm surge, and flooding. The Midwest and Tornado Alley, you got tornadoes, hail, and severe storms. The Pacific Northwest, earthquakes, volcanoes, heavy rain, and flooding. It's not just about knowing what your base policy covers. It's about recognizing the unique risks in your area and adding the right protection. The fine print that trips people up. Insurance is famous for its fine print, and natural disaster coverage is full of it. Named storm deductibles. In hurricane zones, your deductible may be based on a percentage of your home's value, not a flat amount. Cosmetic versus structural hail damage. Some insurers won't cover cosmetic roof dents unless they impact function. Actual cash value versus replacement cost. ACV pays you for the depreciated value of your home or belongings, while replacement cost covers the full cost to rebuild or replace. This is why it's so important to actually read your policy and talk through it with your agent. Add-on coverage options. If your standard policy leaves gaps, and it probably does, here's how to fill them. Flood insurance. This is available through NFIP or private insurers. Earthquake insurance. There's separate policies or riders, sometimes backed by state programs like CEA. Wildlife coverage. This may require a fair plan or specialty insurer in high-risk zones. Landslides and mudslides. DIC policies from specialty carriers. High-value property riders. If you've got expensive jewelry, art, or collectibles, standard limits may not cover them. So yeah, these cost extra, but they can save you from financial ruin. Climate change and the rising cost of disasters. Here's the reality. Disasters are happening more often and insurers know it. Hurricanes are getting stronger, wildfires more frequent, and floods more destructive. As a result, many insurers are pulling back from high-risk areas, raising premiums or limiting coverage. That's why it's more important than ever to review your policy and see what's missing. Renter's insurance perspective. So if you rent, you might think this doesn't apply, but it does. Renter's insurance covers your personal belongings against fire, wind, and theft. But just like homeowner's insurance, it doesn't usually cover floods or earthquakes. Renters can and should buy separate flood or earthquake coverage if they live in high-risk zones. Real-life stakes. All right, let's put this in perspective. After Hurricane Katrina, thousands of homeowners found out too late that their policies didn't cover flood damage. FEMA assistance helped a little, but it was nowhere near enough to rebuild. Many families lost their homes entirely. In California, wildfire victims are facing the same struggle. Some discover that their policies don't cover the full replacement cost of their homes, leaving them short by hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are the real stakes of misunderstanding your coverage. How to protect yourself. So what should you actually do? Review your policy. Don't just skim the summary. Look at the exclusions section. Ask your agent. Specifically ask what disasters are covered and which ones are not. Consider your region. If you're in a flood, wildfire, or earthquake zone, add coverage where needed. Update coverage after renovations. If you've remodeled, your old coverage may not be enough to rebuild. Keep a home inventory. Photos, receipts, videos, it all helps with claims later. Take the next step. So at this point, you might be wondering, do I actually have the right coverage? Am I paying for a policy that leaves out the exact disaster most likely to hit me? The good news, you don't have to guess. You can use our quick insurance survey tool. Just answer a few simple questions about your home, like your zip code, when your house was built, how many bedrooms you have, and we'll help match you with insurance companies that best fit your needs. It really only takes a minute, and you could be saving hundreds on your homeowner's insurance while also making sure you're actually protected when disaster strikes. We research all the brands listed and may earn a fee from our partners, and research and financial considerations may influence how brands are displayed. So when you click on that link, it'll bring you to this page right here. So again, all you need to do is enter in your zip code, what type of property do you live in, select when your home was built from one of these three options here, how many bedrooms are in your home, what is your current age range, what's the approximate household income, your credit score, how many cars does the household own, and have you or anyone in your household served in the U.S. military. And that's it. Again, we'll have a link for that down in the description. Natural disasters are scary enough on their own. The last thing you want is to find out that your insurance won't pay when you need it most. By knowing what's covered, what's not, and what add-ons to consider, you can make sure that your home and your finances are protected. Don't wait for the next storm or fire to hit. Take a few minutes today, review your coverage, and use our insurance survey tool to see your best options. Because when it comes to natural disasters, being prepared isn't optional, it's essential. Now, if you want to see which insurance option is best for your situation, we'll leave our affiliate links below to that survey that you can take. So this is an affiliate link, which means we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And your support through these links helps keep our channel going, and it allows us to continue to create free content just like this. So we really appreciate it if you end up using them. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.